Good. Um, I come from Peru. This is a country in South America where people love having lunch. Um, Peruvians and lunch have a really radical relationship. We, we need at least 1 hour to be satisfied putting food in our mouths. So if you go to Lima, which is Peru's capital city, you will notice that at 1 p.m., everyone is calling someone, either relatives, friends, coworkers, and people get around tables, restaurants, even parks to tell jokes, eat, gossip. So lunch for us is a social thing. Um, it's our little vacation every day. So sometimes things are like a little weird. So you will find out that, oh, we are 2 hours having lunch. That's okay. Your boss will never fire you, probably because he or she is having a 3 hours lunch. So when I first moved in the US, I noticed that my biggest struggle wouldn't be like English or the winter, famous winter in Maine, or the lack of public transportation in Maine. The biggest challenge for me is that people never stop for having lunch. And I realized this on my second year when I got a job at a nonprofit organization. You know, the typical office with 20 employees working in their desk with a bunch of meetings every day. So my first week, I was really excited because I thought, oh, where are they going to take me for having lunch? Or, yeah, and we have a beautiful kitchen in the office, and I also thought, oh, when do people get together for having lunch? Reality wasn't like that. So, at 11 a.m., I started just listening the microwave oven, the smells, and I just saw a file of my coworkers coming and going from the kitchen with Tupperwares. And I said, oh, where are they going? Maybe there's a dining room hidden somewhere in this building. Oh, maybe it's a surprise. No, well, it wasn't a surprise. They were just taking their Tupperwares to their desks because that's how they eat lunch, in front of the computer, answering emails. It's not a social thing like in Peru. It's more like a biological thing. It's like something that you do very fast because you have to go back to work. It's kind of like going to the toilet. So the other day, I was at a very important meeting with like 20 people from different organizations who work with immigrants, and there were lawyers telling us about potential raids here in Maine and deportations, very important stuff, even for me, because, I am also an immigrant. But I just couldn't focus. I wasn't there. And I wasn't there because it was 3:30 in the afternoon, and I hadn't had lunch. The lawyers were talking, and I was just listening to my stomach. And I hadn't had lunch because what I had that day was a bunch of meetings, like one after the other. And you can say, but why don't you do what your coworkers do? Why don't you just, snack or open your Tupperware in the middle of the meeting? No, I wouldn't do that because that's not lunch for me. I need to stop. I need to have my break, my little vacation. So the nice part of this story is that I don't have to go every day to the office. I work as an interpreter for Hispanic population, Hispanic folks working here in Maine. So I drive every day from town to town, and the nice part of this is that I can like stop in different restaurants, enjoy different foods. The only thing I cannot find is company. So the other day I was with one of my clients who I was driving him to an appointment, and it was 1 p.m. and we had some time. So I asked him, "Hey Juan, do you want to have lunch?" And he said, "What?" "Yeah, do you want to have lunch?" And he said, "Yes, let's do it." So we stop at at a Chinese buffet. We put a bunch of dumplings and everything in our plates, like a pile of food, and sat at the table and just relaxed. So Juan was like really, really happy. We talked to each other about different stuff. He told me, well, he works in this is an irony. He works in a big food company, and they only have 15 minutes break every day to have lunch. And he said, "I don't know how Americans deal with that. And they just go out and smoke a cigarette, eat chips, a quick sandwich, and yeah, this is how I eat. I cannot do that." So yeah, it was kind of weird because we didn't know each other very well, but it was kind of like a first date. But it was good because we spent an hour there talking about soccer, family, my Peruvian hairless dog, different stuff. And that night when I got home, 7:30 p.m., I was with a big smile, and my wife asked me, "Hey, why are you so happy?" I said, "Well, Annie, I had lunch." So my 4th year in the US is just starting, and as you can see, I am still going crazy about having lunch or not having lunch. So I keep thinking, what should I do? Should I go back to my country? And that's not heroic. I wouldn't go back to Peru and say, well, it wasn't Trump. It was that I couldn't have lunch. So I have a friend who is a lawyer, but he just opened a really amazing bakery in our town where we don't have like bakeries. And this is very inspiring for me because I think that Reeve at some point will just quit his job just to make bread. Should I quit my job to make lunch? It's not so, it's not so crazy because, yeah, I have this idea, a nice restaurant. I don't know the name yet, but I have the slogan: stop for lunch, stop for life. Thank you.